Live from the Northeast Georgia Business RadioX studio. This is Northeast Georgia Business Radio. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Northeast Georgia Business Radio. I'm your host, Tom Sheldon. And hey, I'm going to admit it, I might be a little rusty today. I haven't done a show in over a week, and I might still be on island time, folks. I'm sorry. So bear with me. I have two returning guests today, two guys I've gotten to know over the last several months. Wow, they came back to the studio. Mr. Ben McDaniel and Mr. Tommy Jennings, welcome back to the Northeast studio.
You know, we're kind of rusty ourselves. We hadn't been here in a couple of months.
Couple months.
Yeah. Not to speak of you just being out for a week or so.
I came back, though. Ben, how are you doing over there, man?
Doing great. Thank you for bringing me back here, and pleasure to talk about what we're going to talk about today in my alma mater, the old Jackson County Comprehensive High School, also now known as
the Empower College and Career Center of Jackson County.
Yes, sir.
We're blessed to be on the campus. All right. We're talking about something special today, folks, that is coming up in Barrow County, something they call TSPLOST. Guys, did I say that right?
You did.
TSPLOST.
Acronym.
That's a mouthful.
It is an acronym that is certainly easier to go by rather than saying Transportation Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax.
Yeah, we'll go with the acronym. Okay, guys, what is it? Talk to me. Talk to me like I truly have no idea what we're about to talk about.
Well, I know one about acronyms. I'm the director of the Barrow-Brazelton Joint Economic Development Authority. And I say that just so we can be transparent up front. I am not a county employee. I'm an employee of the Development Authority. And T-SPLOST, much like E-SPLOST or SPLOST, basically, like Tommy said, the Transportation Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax. So when you buy a candy bar and it's $1.50, out of every dollar, 7 cents of that goes to something. If this passes, that goes specifically for transportation, instead of paying 7 cents, you'll pay 8 cents on the dollar.
So it's adding a penny sales tax.
Just a penny.
More or less. And that's what the T stands for, I take it, transportation.
Yes. And that's for 5 years. 5 years.
It's locked in for 5 years.
5 years.
Now, does it go up a penny every year? Does it go up a penny every year?
Stays flat.
It just stays at that 1 penny. Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Just like every other sales tax, this 1 extra cent is actually a little bit different than every other sales tax because it is a special purpose, only for transportation, as we have E-SPLOSTs, which are education special purpose. And that penny goes toward education. Right. We think that Barrow County is ready to support and get on board with better roads, better transportation, and safer roadways for all of our commuters.
Well, now, is Barrow County growing? I know Jackson County is growing. What about Barrow?
Absolutely.
She's grown a little bit.
Just a bit. Barrow County's grown right around 20% since 2020 to now. We're close to 90,000. Wow. During the 2020 census, we were 83,505, and we're just continuously growing, much like our neighbors, Jackson County. As Tommy mentioned, E-SPLOST, T-SPLOST, and whatnot, I've had the pleasure of going out and advocating previously in different jobs on behalf of SPLOST and E-SPLOST. And E-SPLOST is always an easy sell to folks, right?
Education for the kids.
It's education. Right. We need, these buildings have to be built one way or the other.
Sure.
And I really think if we take that same mindset, roads are getting used whether you like it or not.
Oh, yeah.
Roads are getting used. We have to upgrade these roads. We have to upgrade these bridges. You can't not do that, right?
Exactly.
So having that same attitude, I think really, let's do it. And this is the best thing about any special purpose local option sales tax, it's a use. So everyone who travels to Victor Lord Park on a weekend to attend a football game or a travel softball game, or anybody that comes to Latin Flavors in downtown Winder, or they come in on a Tuesday morning, they want to have La Gabrielle crepes and waffles. Everybody that comes in and spends $1, whether they live in Barrow County or not, are contributing to this.
And one of the big things, I think Ben just highlighted the use. Over 30% of the revenue from sales taxes comes from out of the county. So people who live in other counties are coming in, they're shopping, they're spending their dollars. They are actually contributing to the economy through their purchases, and that special sales tax now will contribute to the transportation. And the good thing about that is that suddenly the property owners here in Barrow County don't have to absorb that cost. That extra penny mitigates property taxes from being raised to cover extra costs from the roads, the bridges, the infrastructure that we know needs to be serviced.
Nothing makes me happier than when I'm traveling around and if I'm south of 316 at the Publix and I look at all those car tags that say Walton County, Oconee County, Walton County, Gwinnett County. I see that, and they're all contributing to the Barrow County tax base.
That's right. Now, Ben, you were in here a couple months ago. You made mention of 30, 40,000 people coming up and down 316 in the fall. Every Saturday, every other Saturday, whatever.
Well, first of all, go Dogs.
Go Dogs, yes.
Especially after what happened as of recording this past Saturday when Georgia
That
reaffirmed
was,
its dominance over Florida.
I don't think even dominance is the word, but yes.
Feels good. Feels good.
It does.
We'll call it ownership.
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking, but okay. So we've got all these people cruising up to Athens, and they're spending money on the way. Is that what y'all are getting
They're
at?
stopping at the Varsity.
Yeah, they are.
They're stopping in at Longhorns to have a nice meal.
Mm-hmm. Victory dinner.
Maybe it's a late night game. They're getting McDonald's on the way home.
Yeah.
All contributing.
Gas tank gets a little empty. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Barrow County roads are old. Barrow County roads, just like anything else, Barrow County roads are old. Tommy and I had the pleasure of taking part in the comprehensive transportation plan where there was many people from around the community, from different municipalities, different local elected officials that participated in this. And from what we're told, the basic history of Barrow County roads, horse and buggies kind of drove them, and eventually as cars came along, they just put asphalt down.
Is that true?
Yes.
Really?
And so that's the thing, though. They don't have the foundation that you
Right.
need for actual roads.
Right.
Several roads in our community right now are undergoing what's called a full-depth reclamation, where they basically crumble up the road, start over, and lay down a nice foundation
A true
for
foundation,
it. A
right.
true foundation, then coming back over it. I say that there is so much need to go around. Roads and bridges were part of the most recent SPLOST that was passed. And on this one, this is a T-SPLOST, so additional funding will go. Some people may say, wait a minute, we already have money allocated for roads and bridges from SPLOST. Yes, there's enough need to go around. We have so much need, so many bridges, so many roads that need that full-depth reclamation, or sidewalks, or widening, or roundabouts going in. There is so much need to go around.
And we're seeing so many people moving into Barrow County. We're seeing the use on all of these arteries coming in and out of Barrow, whether it's through Winder, Auburn, Statham, wherever that our roads are taking folks are moving in. And of course, we recognize the fact that people are moving in because Barrow County is a desirable place to live. But the more the people move in, the more we're going to have to answer to the infrastructure that they're causing to be, I don't want to use the term damaged, but we certainly need to keep that infrastructure up. We need to keep it safe, and we need to keep it to a point where people aren't concerned about driving, especially coming to intersections. There are widening needs. We just need to keep up with the progress that we're making here.
No, you've got to maintain. If you don't maintain, things will fail.
Absolutely.
And then fixing that problem is a heck of a lot bigger than maintaining.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. More dollars to have to be spent. So we do look at this as trying to get ahead of things. First, we have to catch up, but we do want to try to get ahead of things
Right.
to, again, mitigate the problems that are caused by not addressing it.
Yeah, you want to stay ahead.
Yeah.
Once you get there.
Yes, sir.
And I think there's a mind shift that people need to adopt that I feel in my heart and soul. People are moving to Barrow County. They're not trying to escape anything. They're moving to Barrow County because it's the destination.
Right.
Because of the
Right.
quality of life.
Right.
Because ultimately people want to live near the things. I know what drove me to Barrow County from a different county was we would end up spending all of our money in Winder and Barrow County on the weekends. So why not just move to Barrow County?
Mm-hmm.
That's the things. People want to be near the things. 316, 211, 53, all of these state highways bring us to the things. So Tommy mentioned earlier, it's about upgrading and enhancing all of those arteries, those side roads that if you're from town and you're around town, you know how to use them. But that's the thing we need to make sure that T-SPLOST passes so we can upgrade those.
And, you know, Ben hit on it perfectly, and part of his job is when he looks to work with industry, business, whatever, moving to town, one of the factors is our location. And so the location we have, the location that is right here between 316, 85, not too far away from Hartsfield, University of Georgia, all of the opportunities that people recognize to be able to facilitate those folks that move here and to be able to say, hey, we're not going to just let things crumble behind you after you move. We're going to make sure that things are better, and you can bring your industry, you can bring your business, and we're going to continue to improve our roads, our structures, so that we have jobs, we have prosperity, and we have a growing community.
You know, Tommy, I'm so glad you made that comment. As the Economic Development Director, one of the things that have really moved the needle for us in Barrow County is the West Winder Bypass. And that's our connection from our industrial park at Park 53 along 316 with basically I-85. And the West Winder Bypass, to my understanding, was made possible through some funding. It was funded through SPLOST, and there was matching funds. Explain a little bit more about that, how matching funds work, and how T-SPLOST can help us with that.
Exactly. One of the things that I have learned, for the many roads that we have, we've got so many state highways that come right through the middle of Barrow County. Winder itself has 5 state highways that come right through town. While we can control what we do on the county roads, and Winder can control what happens in Winder, and Auburn and Statham can control what happens there. State highways are a different matter. State highways are controlled by the Georgia Department of Transportation. DOT comes and says, well, you know, we're going to be laying some plans for some roadway improvements. If you've got some extra dollars, a little skin in the game that Barrow County, City of Winder, or who else can say, hey, we've got some of those dollars available to help entice you to come here first. We know that DOT dollars, while there are millions of them, they're still limited, and they still pick and choose where those projects are going to go. If we can get some of those projects here earlier than maybe they had originally planned, it does nothing but benefit us for the future.
Absolutely. In our realm of kind of what we do as the Chamber President, Tommy, and in economic development, we're around politicians a lot. I mean, it's just the nature of the job. And sometimes you meet well-intentioned politicians that are full of energy. I'm going to get elected, and then we're going to go in, and we're going to make all these changes. We're going to do all these things. And then they get in on day one on the job, and then reality sets in. It's water, sewer, roads, bridges. Water, sewer, roads, bridges. It's all infrastructure. Mm-hmm. Like, we'd love to do the fancy things, but we got to keep up with the water, sewer, roads, and bridges. All the infrastructure involved in that. I really feel this is the best chance we have and the shot in the arm our community needs to make these much needed upgrades to our roads and bridges.
You know, one of the amazing thing about this T-SPLOST, Winder, Barrow County, is not unlike many other communities all around us. I hear stories about some of the fractured parts of communities with different politicians, different entities being on opposite sides of issues. It's amazing that this T-SPLOST issue was put forth to all of our cities, to Barrow County. Everyone 100% said, I'm on board with this. I agree with my fellow mayors, our fellow cities, and our county. This needs to be done. So I think that speaks volumes to the willingness to work so that people will get on board because everyone sees the need. And the good thing is that each city has needs that have been classified and put out there for what they exactly want to have. So it's just a kind of a partnership that's really refreshing to see.
Exactly. Winder has their project list. Barrow County has theirs. Auburn has theirs. Statham has theirs. And you can find all these online, exactly the roads, the bridges, the roundabouts, all of these areas that each municipality wants to go into and fix. And I just think about it from a pure county government budget standpoint, from cities, counties, everyone involved. If this passes, what our local elected officials can actually do to improve our community now that some of that funding is freed up because T-SPLOST would be able to be passed.
That's right. And it's so important that all of our communities have reviewed what they need, have worked to dovetail in their needs with what the county is providing to create transportation improvements all throughout the county.
But now this stays local. Within reason, this stays local. It stays in Barrow County.
It stays in Barrow County only. That's right.
Because, hey, listen, I'm ignorant. We all know that. And I know you've already touched on this and addressed it. I just want to hammer it home. When I think of penny sales tax going to transportation, I'm thinking, hey, Highway 53 is getting widened, or 316 is going to get another turn lane or something. I don't know. But that's not quite what it is. It's your arteries leading to all that. It's quote-unquote in town, shall we say.
That's right. I've got a listing, for instance, of the improvements for instance, Barrow County, which include bridge improvements, Boss Hardy Road, Covered Bridge Road, Manning Gin Road, Smith Mill Road, roadway capacity widening on D. Kennedy and Rockwell Church Roads, intersection improvements, State Route 2 at Cedar Creek Road, State Route 2 at Hal Jackson, active transportation sidewalk improvements, roadway improvements close to 211, Atlanta Highway, Bankhead Highway. These items are specifically already laid out there. They have taken the comprehensive transportation plan and said, yes, these spots right here, here, and here are what we need. Let's do it, and that's where the dollars are going to go. So same thing with the city of Winder, intersection and roadway improvements, Sims Road realignment and drainage, intersection improvements to Midland Avenue operational improvements, Sims Road improvements. So all of these have been specifically tagged as the most needed streets, intersection, transportation infrastructure, and that's exactly where those dollars are going to go.
And that will be a growing list if you're not careful.
That's right, except for the fact that these are the only ones that will be utilized through those T-SPLOST dollars.
For this one.
Yes.
Hey, that's a great start.
And we go back to that. It goes from 7 cents to 8 cents.
Right.
There are many communities around us that already have 8 cents, that are already at this.
Really?
Communities all around us that have that. Mm-hmm. It's not like your taxes are going through the roof or anything else. It's going from 7 cents to 8 cents.
Now, you brought up taxes. I can hear, actually, I think I probably hear my father from 100 years ago saying, I already pay taxes. And the maintenance crew showed up a little late this morning.
I thought it was the hot air was just me.
Well, never mind. If this whole economic development thing doesn't work out for you, no, I'm kidding, Ben. No, but seriously, I pay taxes. They don't need another penny from me. I can hear people say that.
So you say that until you're driving down a road, you hit a pothole, and you spin out. Or you got to pull over on the side of the road and change that.
Oh, yeah.
In insurance, this affects insurance. Have you ever looked at, hypothetically, online to sell your car in Carvana, or you're looking for insurance? It asks where you live specifically for a reason.
So they break down the regions more or less?
It sounds like it.
Do they really?
It sounds like
I didn't know that.
Because I think if you're in a place where like snow or something else and you're in the Minnesota, I think you're going to have a little bit different insurance rate than here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're looking that serious. This community has T-SPLOST versus that one. But ultimately, I don't like spending money on my car. Do you, Tommy?
If I can help it, I don't.
All right, guys, this is Business RadioX, Northeast Georgia Business RadioX, and you know what I'm about to ask you. Very simply, we lean business. There's two sides of this. This T-SPLOST can get voted in, and it can be pushed back to another day. How is that going to impact businesses, not just maybe in Barrow County, but the surrounding area? They're equally as important.
Well, certainly. And, of course, we know that increased transportation that is moving into Barrow County, our roadway system facilitates that so well. So whether it's residents moving from outside of Barrow County into, or businesses looking to relocate here, we understand that we have to have certainly the transportation infrastructure to handle it. Now, the good thing is, as more residents move, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, more residents are moving here because Barrow County is a great place to live, work, play, and worship. When residents move in here, they attract retail and commercial because we know that rooftops bring more business. So when we see our retailers are moving into Barrow County to offer more shopping options, to create and facilitate a better place to live, whether it's retailers, national retailers moving in, or mom and pop retailers who see an opportunity. Let's open up whatever it is that we want to open up, because there are rooftops, there are people here that are shopping. Let's open up here. We have an opportunity. Whatever it is, we're seeing that, again, I use the term prosperity. We're seeing that prosperity grow, and that affects everybody, and that improves everybody's life.
For me, I have kind of 2 points on this. As Barrow County, it's growing. It's going to continue to grow. It's one of the fastest growing regions in the entire United States. So to pretend that we can stop it and just say no, put the brakes on, I don't know if that's reality. So people are going to continue moving here and then continue moving in this area. We need to be proactive in making sure we take care of our roads in the process. From an economic development standpoint, as I stated earlier, mainly I focus on existing industry and industrial recruitment. So from an existing industry, we have several of our highest employers that are using our roads. So by having better roads and updated roads, and more so helping, they're going to pay their fair share every time they pump gas in this county as well.
That's right.
They help pay into that. Helps everyone. From an economic development standpoint, I mentioned the West Winder Bypass. That was a SPLOST project where there was matching funds to the state, but that's how that helps as well. By having the T-SPLOST on there, we have available funding, as Tommy and I spoke about earlier, for the matching funds that the state offers. And that helps all of ours, not just the county-owned roads, not just the municipal roads, but state roads, everything, by being able to have that matching fund availability.
You know, one of the hidden values to something like this is, if you could just imagine, one of our biggest engines of growth is little old Aikens Ford, one of the largest Ford dealerships in the United States.
That little place?
That little place. While some of those sales of vehicles, whether it's somebody coming in, fleet sales, regardless, those T-SPLOST dollars stay here. Now, some of the taxes that people pay go back to the county of the resident of the person who will buy it. But T-SPLOST dollars stay here. Those are dollars that don't cost local residents anything. These fleet sales that they sell all across the state, all across the nation, it's just more dollars that are able to devote to improving, creating better, safer roads.
I had no idea that was even possible. So every vehicle sale, 1 cent will stay in, 1%?
Yes, that's right.
I had no idea. I knew about money going back to the county and all that. I knew about that. 1 cent does stay here.
That's right.
You know, to bring it home, as a growing county, one of the fastest growing counties in the state of Georgia, one of the fastest growing counties, we have a lot of opportunities ahead of us as we continue to grow as a county, a lot of challenges ahead of us. We help ourselves so much more if we vote yes for that 1 cent more to go to the 8 cents so we can allocate additional funding elsewhere. We can say, all right, we have transportation under control. We have additional funding from our most recent SPLOST that's passed, and now we have T-SPLOST to focus on this bridge, that road, that side road, so we can finally say, all right, let's get a handle over this. Let's get that under control.
And Tom, I've got a website for anyone who would like to know more, to find out about what projects are going to be listed under the T-SPLOST. The website is voteyesbarrow.com. Voteyesbarrow, all one word, .com. They can find whether it's Barrow County's projects, City of Winders, Carl, City of Bethlehem, Brazelton, Statham, and Auburn. All of that information is there on that website for an easy lookup, give you a good idea of where these dollars are going to go.
Well, gentlemen, I guess we've come to the end of it. What else do you want to say to put a bow on it?
I'm here on behalf of the Barrow County Chamber. The Chamber's Board of Directors voted to enthusiastically support this because it means a better Barrow County.
Well, Ben, thanks for coming in. Tommy, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
You know you're always welcome here. You're always a friend of the show.
Right.
I'm vamping. They're going to play my music any second now. Oh, there it goes. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in. This was fun. I was looking forward to this. I came back from Cancun for this.
Stop.
Folks, voteyesbarrow.com. I'm Tom Sheldon. We'll talk to you soon.